Bro, what? Ordering. Yo, Mark here with Tower of God, Urek's Ascent Chapter 25 review. And gang, a lot happened in this chapter. This chapter has sent my brain into the stratosphere with theories. So, do expect a theory video to come up in the next couple of days or maybe next week, where I will be talking about some of the details revealed in this chapter and how it may relate to the real story. But other than that, this chapter, heavy 9 out of 10. Really good chapter. I don't think it was perfect, but really good. Just oozing aura all over the place, showing his dominance, treating them like kids. Love the energy. Let's get into it. And for some reason, a lot of you watch me, but you don't sub. So sub. Thanks. So the chapter starts where we kind of left off with Urek standing above, and then it immediately goes to Mago, who is, of course, in the crystal, and this Neo-like person. This woman kind of looks like Neo in a way, and she mentions Neo as she's talking. She says, Neo, the flower that will grant our wishes will soon be born, and then we will find out the truth. So this woman actually looks a lot like Neo, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I wouldn't be surprised if this is like his twin sister or something like that. And they both have a mole on the left side of their face. But then we get an image of Mago and what she actually looks like. I can tell that the fans are going to stand over her immediately when she's born, but she's calling out to Urek. She can sense him and calls him her loved one. And there's a note that says that it's more referred to as like a grandson. I'm not sure how that's worded or translated, but that is what Shin says. To me, when you say loved one, a loved one could be a family member. So even if it's not just specifically grandson, but loved one, when you consider like your loved ones, it could be a sister, it could be a brother. It's just somebody in your family realm. So assuming that we already know that Mago is a former luminous one, it could be that she considers Urek like a brother or a younger, version of a family member amongst the luminous ones. But Neo's sister, or I'm just going to call her Leo for now, Leo seems to be reacting to the crystal being born. It seems like Mago is ready to go. Now, unfortunately, that's the biggest bit of them that we get this chapter, but we go back to Urek, and Urek is just dominating. Urek is just dripping aura all over the place, okay? This is what we wanted. This is what we expected. Show your difference between a god to people who are rankers. And it turns out these guys are advanced rankers. You find that out at the end. They're not high rankers, so I was wrong about that. Show how crazy diff this is, right? So Cheongyam barks out and attacks Urek, and Urek deflects his attack like it's nothing. And then they get into a scuffle where Cheongyam is trying to attack Urek hand to hand, and it's not even close. Urek stomps him out, palms his face, and tells him, bro, be careful who you get angry with, brat. Like, yeah, like talk crazy. Like, as much as we don't look at it, Urek is a god, okay, from the outside. He is a god. And you can imagine that Urek has probably been around for a decent amount of time, at least longer than Cheongyam's been born. So he's treating him like a child. Like, listen, brat, relax. Like, bro, imagine being son like that. And Urek is telling him and asking him, like, where'd you get that gem from? It's impossible for somebody like you to get a gem directly from Phantominium. And remember that part, because that's going to dive into my theory when I drop my theory video. So then Rehab jumps in to save Cheongyam, who is getting his face palmed into the ground. And then they're finally realizing and talking about it, like, yo, Rehab, who is this guy? He's clearly not a regular, no matter how you look at it. And then he's telling Rehab, like, and he knows about gems. And then Rehab's like, well, how do you know about gems, Urek Mazzano? And Urek's like, bro, why do you know about gems? Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is my whole life, bro. Like, you are a frog in a well. This is a world you have no idea what you're stepping into, okay? You shouldn't even be talking about gems. You shouldn't even held one or seen one. You know what I'm saying? And he's telling them, like, you guys, what you have, it's not even a gem. I wouldn't call it a gem. They're gems that just lost their light. They turn the hope of the people into despair and the light of the world into darkness. And he's like, I don't know why these are in the tower, but you guys are playing with something you have no idea. And Rehab's like, bro, I don't care. It's better if they do drown the world in despair and destroy everything. Rehab is giving me revolutionary vibes. Not saying that he is, of course not. I'm not tying it in. This isn't the first time we heard somebody on a lower level or a lower spectrum say something about the world being destroyed. Remember, I am the biggest Zahard fan and stan in the world, but there are a lot of people who are like in the upper echelon, like advanced rankers and rankers who exist, who don't like the randoms of hard and the family hit. And so in the midst of this, you know, Rehab is trying to throw Shinsu attack, and Urek just throws a punch of light, and Rehab's like, bro, what is going on? How is he forming so much power like that? And while he's done with Rehab, Lapis is in the back, and he forms a Shinsu hammer that looks pretty cool, and it's like a cool technique. It's kind of the kind of thing I wanted to see. I wanted to see them not just throw Shinsu all over the place. I want to see actual techniques, and if you guys are rankers or advanced rankers, you should have some stuff in your bag. So the hammer thing's pretty cool, even though Urek shatters it with no problem, and like Cheongium, or sorry if I call him Lapis or Cheongium, he's just like, bro, what can we do? And I guess they didn't get the memo that they're playing with somebody. Like, Urek is literally calling Rehab a baby, and then he's watching Urek just break up all his Shinsu blasts with just mere punches. And even his last resort attack, where he has a big line of Shinsu come down from the top, Urek just creates a gold handful of Shinsu and swats it, kind of like a reflect, where all the Shinsu blasts go towards Cheongium himself, damn near taking him out. And then Rehab, for some reason, gets it in his brain to challenge Urek in a 1v1. Like, he says, Urek, get down here. We're going to do a 1v1. I am flabbergasted. Like, I don't know if bro don't know how outclassed he is, but Urek is even telling them, like, look, we can do this as long as you don't count against the other regulars. But bro, do you think I've been serious this whole time? I've been playing with you. Like, I'm really a god in these streets. Like, you don't know who you playing with, little advanced ranker. Like, you're really a kid. And then telling them, like, yeah, Urek, you're really gonna die now. Bro, what? I've never seen such a failure in assessing somebody's ability like Rehab and Cheongium in this chapter. Gas chapter regardless, really fire stuff. Again, I got some theories to play with. I know the big theory going around is that bomb comes from a gem. I do have a lot to talk about and speak on when it comes to that. I've been thinking a lot since this chapter has dropped, and it's not enough for me to extend this video. I think I have to make a separate theory video, so be on the lookout for that. But other than that, guys, I will be streaming tomorrow, so do look out for me then. And yeah, I'll see you guys then. Peace.